Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald is part 2 in a 5-part prequel series set before the times of Harry Potter. Longtime Harry Potter director David Yates returns to helm this sequel after directing the first Fantastic Beasts. Now, I quite enjoyed the first Fantastic Beasts. I thought it captured the essence of the Harry Potter movies while putting its own stamp on the franchise and introducing new characters. I did think it was way too long and a bit overstuffed though. Crimes of Grindelwald is a film that I've seen twice now, and although I did enjoy the experience a lot more the second time around, where I thought the plot flowed much better, I do think this movie suffers greatly from wanting to jump to Fantastic Beasts 3, which is the same problem that Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom had, where pieces were just being put in place for the third movie, which the filmmakers seemed much more interested in making. It's a problem that a lot of franchise films are having right now, where there is the expectation that the built-in audience will keep showing up for these films and instantly know what's going on. For something like Fantastic Beasts, where you already have the big outlandish wizarding world and obscenely confusing names, a bit more setup would have been appreciated. Our main characters from the first film don't get a great deal to do here, they more just get taken along for the ride, as you always feel like anyone could have done the job. Newt and Tina are mainly around to observe the Lestrange family plot just moving along. And when certain things happen to certain characters in the film, I never really felt much of a connection because not enough time is spent developing relationships or offering any meaningful payoff to those relationships, as a lot of the payoff is being saved for later films. This is a visual tour de force though, with some of the best looking visual effects that I've seen all year. There is some pure entertainment value here for the set pieces alone that masterfully combine great CGI work with an excellent musical score. The movie is a bit too dark though, and I don't mean the tone. I think the movie is actually underlit, and the flat lighting made it quite hard to see things at times. Seeing a young Dumbledore is a lot of fun though. I think Jude does a great job at bringing a different kind of energy to Dumbledore, although he still feels like the character that we know and love. I've heard from a few die-hard Harry Potter fans that the movie does tamper with the existing canon. I haven't really been a massive fan of the franchise since I was about 13 when the Deathly Hallows book came out, so any tampering with canon didn't really affect me because, well, J.K. Rowling wrote the screenplay and it is her universe, so what she says goes, I suppose. And for what it's worth, I thought Johnny Depp was great as Grindelwald. He completely sold the character as his Hitler-esque leader, recruiting people to his cause, and his performance benefited the film a great deal. I just hope the following Fantastic Beasts films don't fall into the same pitfalls that this movie did. The beauty of the Harry Potter films is that anyone could walk into those films and get a complete movie experience, with definitive endings even in the ones that were labeled Part 1 and 2. Harry Potter fans will have already rushed out and digested this, but for people unfamiliar with Fantastic Beasts, you might be a bit lost as to what's going on. There is some entertainment value here that is definitely worth checking out. I just hope more effort is put into making a more complete and focused film next time around. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald gets a 6.3 out of 10 from me. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs is directed by Joel and Ethan Coen, two of my favourite directors of all time. You're talking from The Big Lebowski to Fargo to No Country for Old Men. Anytime you walk out of a Coen Brothers film, you feel a bit smarter with a deeper appreciation for their craft. This is the first film that they've made for Netflix, which I'm actually glad for, because I couldn't see a major studio releasing this film in today's climate. But as a result, we've wound up with a film where the Coens have been given complete freedom to create an anthology film that celebrates the old West and Western classics and is arguably their best film in over a decade. I adored Buster Scruggs. This film is split into 6 different stories, with each one telling a different tale of the old West. All of these stories are of different tones. Some can be quite humorous and entertaining, while others are quite sad and tragic. Normally this clash of tones would hurt other films. In this case, it actually helps alleviate some tension where a lighter story follows a darker one. In parts I saw it as true grit with the wit of The Big Lebowski. Each story won't be for everyone, and I can imagine some stories turning people off, but I love the thematic links between all 6, and the last few leave some things up in the air for us, provoking a bit of discussion as to what their meaning is, which is something that I love and miss about films that come out today. Far less films try to offer anything thought-provoking these days, and I'm so happy that the Coens are around to offer their interpretations to us. This is also one of the most beautiful films that I've seen all year. Bruno Debonel of Amelie fame, who has worked with the Coens before, shot Buster Scruggs, and just nearly every frame of the movie is jaw-dropping and stunning. You could easily put any shot in a gallery and people would flock to it. There are some incredible big vista frames shot during the golden hour that are just immaculate. If you've just played through Red Dead Redemption 2, this movie is going to really speak to you. Not to mention the soundtrack from Carter Burwell really takes you into the old West, with lots of harmonic callbacks to the works of Morricone or the John Wayne classics. The music really makes you feel like you're watching a classic western. Even the songs sung during the Buster Scruggs shot are really quite catchy, and almost makes you want a whole western musical by the Coens. The cast are all excellent, with some familiar faces like Liam Neeson and James Franco popping up. Each of the cast members gives some really layered performances that'll keep the characters on your mind for some time. I straight up adored The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. My favourite short is a toss-up between the Prospector story and The Mortal Remains, which I won't spoil because it's incredibly fascinating and will get you thinking. I am a little sad that this didn't make it to theatres where I am. Some places in California have been showing it for a limited time, but for most people you can watch this on Netflix right now, and I implore you to see it on as big a screen as possible, because the shots in this film just deserve to be taken in and appreciated. A phone or computer will never do them justice. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs gets a 9.4 out of 10 from me. Hey guys, with the increased amount of films that are coming out in the next few months, I've decided to do these faster double feature reviews that will include 2 movies in one video. I've found with time and resources that it's it's going to be easier to do things this way rather than doing individual videos for each of these films. Some movies I will still do standalone videos for, but if multiple movies are out the same week, I'm probably just going to combine them into one video. If you do want me to go into more depth with some movies, do let me know and I will consider making another video. Guys, I hope you like these reviews, and if you want to see more just like this one, stay right here for your Monofix. Bye guys.